Hi, it's Joe at Head Cycling Products in the UK. It's just a quick video on how you should be installing your cassette onto aluminium bodies or any aluminium body, which tends to come on most high quality wheels now. Years ago there were steel bodies, but that because of weight they haven't been steel for ages on most high quality wheels. The first thing to understand is how the cassette is. When you look at a cassette, the top sprockets tend to be on a carrier. This is an old cassette, and this is a perfectly milled out, machined out toothage, we call this, and that's what happens on the top of the cassettes and on some of the lower sprockets. The sprockets that are in the middle of the cassette are stamped out. So if you look at this, it's quite an irregular shape, and it's not squared off at the end, so it's a little bit round on the corners. I mean, this is like an Ultegra one, and you can see how it's nothing like a square edge. Once again, you can see how square and how tight that fitting is. Now, what most people don't do is they don't look on the locking ring to see what the Newton meterage is to lock the ring down. Now, this is the most important thing, because the cassette, how it works on your cassette body is it needs to be under compression. And if it's under compression, it will not rotate. But to get it under compression on a cassette, obviously when all the sprockets get fitted on, you then need to tighten the lock ring down. Now, the lock ring, this is a Campag one, it says 50 Newton meters on that one. SRAM says 40, Shimano, some say 40, some say 40 to 50. We always, in our workshop, neuter them down to 50 Newton meters. But what we also do is just place a little bit of grease on the actual threads themselves. And that stops you getting a false reading if it's binding on the threads. If you've compressed it down to 40 to 50 Newton meters, which is quite a big swing when you're tightening it, you won't have any issues at all. If it's not being compressed down properly, what you get is you get what's called teeth cut, which is this. And this is where the irregular stamped out sprockets have actually rotated ever so slightly and dug into the aluminium. Once again, as you can see on this cassette, there's never any at the top, because that's obviously perfectly milled out to marry the splines. But on the stamped out cassettes, you'll get this teeth cutting. If you compress it down correctly, you'll never get this. But it's all to do with whoever puts your cassette on. If you put it on yourself, you must torque it down correctly, or else you'll end up damaging your cassette body. Then it's hard to get the cassette off the actual body. There's no detriment, it'll never cut all the way through, but it does make it a little bit unsightly. But it is solely down to whoever has fitted your cassette for you not torquing it down correctly. That's it.